Good afternoon, parents. Thanks, Subbu. My name is Junaid, and I'll be quickly running you through some of the details for the program. Like Subbu said, if you have any questions which are coming up while the presentation is happening, you can put them down onto the chat bot, and we will come back after the presentation is over and go one by one on that. All right, without further ado, let me just share my screen. I hope my screen is visible to all.
Yeah.
I know there are a lot of veteran Inmeites over here, maybe some new people also, just to give you an idea about our organization and brand. We started off in 1996. Since then, we've been taking children both on open programs and through schools to various different programs, engaging in different kind of outdoor programs, outdoor adventure activities for children. Uh, and yeah, that's a very long association of doing these programs. We in the middle also had an acquisition of our earlier brand called Eureka, but now all our work is done under the Inme brand itself. We have close to 18, 19 locations that we are running programs in this year with over 300 outdoor instructors that we have tied up with to deliver these programs. These are some pictures of other programs and all. One of the things that we really focus a lot on is the training and development of our instructors. Most of our instructors go through wilderness first aid certifications. Then there are activity-based certifications that they go through. These are all other than their normal certifications, which they come for mountaineering, water sports, and so on and so forth. In addition to that, there are additional trainings that we focus on. Some of the things we are affiliated to in terms of our recognitions, we have passed the King's College London risk assessment. We're part of the Adventure Tour Operators Association. We're also part of the International Award for Young People, the Duke of Edinburgh Awards. And we are also the only organization in India which has been accepted for risk and safety standardization by the Association for Experiential Education in the US. What better way to start off with the norms of our programs, right? Unlike most of our camps and programs, this is not a Spartan program. We have got stay and acco in resorts. But most of the other things do matter for us. One is that, most of the groups are divided on the program. We have smaller workable groups on the program. We have zero tolerance towards bullying, substance abuse, and stuff like that. We make this very clear during orientations, both before the program and otherwise. Also, it's a gadget-free program. So, because on DSA, the children take flights and come, we allow for gadgets, that is only a phone, till they come inside Port Blair. Once they reach Port Blair, they are supposed to hand over their phones, all the participants, and then they get it back on the last day. So we have two programs basically happening together. This is both the scuba diver certification and the basic diver certification. There is one wrong input over here in this presentation, which is the activity of kayaking, because this is a small duration program. We do not do kayaking on this program. But we've got scuba diving, beach visits, the intertidal walks, helter skelter, all part of the program. Currently, the weather looks pretty okay. We've not got any major rain issues as such right now. But even if it rains, for us, diving is not a problem. It's more of the travel which becomes a little bit bumpy from Port Blair to Havelock and back. And sometimes that also affects the movement of the ferries as such. So we have internal ferry from Port Blair to Havelock and back. And internally, when we are in Port Blair and in Havelock, our internal transfers to different places happen by tempo travelers or smaller vehicles or buses, dependent on what is available and where we are going. So what is the scuba diver certification all about? Scuba diver certification is the first basic certification that you can get in your recreational scuba diving journey. Post that, you get the open water. You can always go directly into an open water certification also. So what happens in this is you have a bunch of academic sessions. There are theory sessions, what you go through. There is theory that you read through the application. We will talk about the app that you will use for this. Then we have what are called the pool or confined water sessions. In Havelock, we don't do it in pools. Many places across the world, the confined water sessions happen in swimming pools, and then you go out for your open water diving sessions. So what happens in the confined water sessions is basically you understand all the basics of your gear, how to use your snorkel kits, how to use your regulators, your air regulators, how to use your buoyancy compensating device, which is basically like a life jacket to which your air tank is attached. Post that, you go out on 2 open water dives. Now, these open water dives could either be shore dives or boat dives, depending on weather and what is the dive situation on that given day. And you go to a maximum training depth of about 12 meters. Your average depth is calculated based on your dive. And generally, there are suggested number of hours, but because we spread the program over 3.5 days on Havelock, so the dives are also spread across according to that. The prerequisites are you're fit to swim. There is a minimum basic level of swimming that you are required. And other than that, medical fitness is very important. We will run you through the medical fitness details also. The basic divers course, similar. These details are same. The only difference in the basic divers course is that this is an introductory course into getting to understand diving better. It is not a fun dive. So there is one level before this in scuba diving, which is recreational fun dives, where an instructor basically or a dive master basically holds your hand and takes you underwater to a depth of about 4 odd meters or 5 odd meters, and then brings you back after you've clicked some pictures for Instagram. And then you show the world that you're a diver, which is not exactly true. The basic diver course also takes you down maximum to 12 meters. There is at least one confined water session. As per the SSI standards, we need only one open water dive session. But because we have the time, this course that we do is technically, in technical terms, called a double basic diver. That means that they already do 2 open dives, just like the scuba diver, but they do not get certification or license. Now, if you do the basic divers course, once you have done and got the basic diver certification or the certificate with you, you have 6 months to be able to convert this into a scuba diver's license or an open water license by completing the remainder of the theory and the dive sessions. So if you would like to go directly into open water, then you will do 2 more theory sessions and you will do 4 more dives. If you want to go into the scuba diver session, you will do 2 refresher dives, which will also be counted as in your dive log, and you will do 1 more refresher course for your theory, which will be a little bit different. And the skills that you learn are a little bit different, both in the basic diver course and the scuba divers course. Okay, so what happens 14th May, we will be picking you up from the airport. Based on what time you reach, we'll either go directly to the hotel or we directly head for lunch, because there are a bunch of people who do come in by the late afternoon flights. Post lunch, we visit the cellular jail, where we get to understand about the history of the jail, about how that was an integral part of the Andaman area. We also, if there is time, can visit the anthropological museum, which basically talks about the different tribes which are based in Andamans. Post that, we do a drive and a visit around the Bay Area of Port Blair, stopping at different historical places, which have got historical significance right from the British times to the Japanese invasion, uh, and so on and so forth. And then once we are done with that, we head to our hotel. Our hotel is very, very close to the airport. It is the Eastern Gates Hotel, which is right across the hotel, opposite the airport itself. This is a four-star, three-star, four-star property, business hotel where, you've got all the facilities and all. So the first evening we come back, we have our program briefing, orientation, details about the program with the children, uh, a little bit of community building and fun games for the children. Then the next day morning, we leave for Havelock Islands by the early morning ferry. So we basically leave from the hotel by about 6:30 in the morning to catch the 8 o'clock ferry. We are in Havelock by about 9:30, Havelock Islands. We go to our hotel, dump our bags, get our swimwear and gear, and then head to the dive shop. Once we are there, then we start off on the basic first bit, which is equipment sizing and swim tests, which happens right on the beach where the dive shop is. Once those equipment sizings, your briefings, your equipment details, and all are done with your instructors, then we are back in the afternoon. We go check in, a relaxed afternoon. If we have the time, we head out to either the Radhanagar or the Kalapathar beach on day one, or if we are very tired, we choose not to do that on day one and do it on the consecutive days while we are there in Havelock. 18th evening or afternoon depends on how the ferry schedule is, because sometimes the evening ferries get cancelled and you have to go back by about the afternoon ferry. So that we will get to know live on the 16th or the 17th about the ferry on the 18th. We reach back to Port Blair and we again have our closure session. We've got our feedback sessions and all, which happen at Port Blair. And then 19th morning onwards, everyone flies back to their home cities. So what kind of preparation that you need for these kind of a program? So scuba diving is a serious sport, and it is very important to be physically fit to do your dives and to be able to complete the license. So by doing the dives, it's not necessary you get the license. You have to complete the skills and be able to complete all those skills, and only then you get the license. So just by participation, you don't get a license as such. So some of the things that you could do from now till the 13th or 14th, you have time. One is learn a little bit more on floating, being able to float in water, and swimming. So what kind of swimming do you want? You don't need to learn how to do strokes, backstrokes, front strokes, freestyle, nothing. Just practice being able to float and then use your legs to do the flipper motion, which is basically you keep your legs, if this are your legs, you keep your legs straight, and then using your thighs, you move them up and down like a flipper. So that is the exact motion that is used during diving. So you're always told not to bend your knees. It's quite difficult, but if you practice enough, then you get used to not bending your knees and your legs are straight and you do this flipper motion. This is all you need when it comes to a swimming perspective in the dives, because you've got your flippers, you've got your fins, you've got those aid you in moving in the water. So you need to be able to do this motion effectively. And if you can do that, then you're absolutely happy in the water. You will not be moving around. You will be flat and you will keep going up in the dive. Generally, if you're not able to do this and you keep bending your knees, you end up your position in the water keeps changing. You keep coming back to a vertical position, then you have to keep going back. You don't get natural buoyancy also. So this is one practice that you need to do. The second is being adequately hydrated. Most issues which come underwater are because you're not well hydrated. You will get cramps, you will feel tummy aches or whatever. So basically, at least be able to drink 4 liters of water in the day. Also, we are in an island, Havelock. It is hot. You sweat a lot. You also sweat underwater, which you don't realize. So you need to make sure that at least 4 liters of water you're used to drinking every single day. We have early morning starts on our programs. That means our breakfast is generally at about 7 o'clock in the morning when we leave. So many of us are not used to it, including me, to have breakfast that early in the morning. Uh, Make sure you're having from today itself, from tomorrow itself, you start practicing. Wake up early, have a good breakfast, a heavy breakfast, because that's very important. If you don't have a heavy breakfast, you will feel hungry, you will get cramps, you'll feel gaseous while you go for your dive, which again affects your dive. Uh, you have videos on the app which you can see. It's not necessary to complete them, but they just give you more information about the theory that will be there in the list in the app itself. You would need to pack according to the kit list. We will go through the kit list a little bit later right now. And also during the duration of the program, ensuring personal good health is very important. Like, for example, if you're not used to being in the AC for long, so make sure in the night when you're in your rooms, you don't turn the temperature down to 16, 18 degrees. Use the AC for a few hours and turn it off and turn the fan on. Because if you have a blocked nose, or if you've got a runny nose, or if you are congested, then you will not be allowed to dive on that day. And because we have limited time and limited slots, sometimes if that happens continuously on 2 days, then you miss out on your dive and hence you're not able to certify also. Okay, so this, Subbu, can you share the kit list? I'll stop my share, please.
Sure, just a second.
Subbu, do you want to go through the form first?
Sure, we can do that.
Yeah, we'll go through the form.
Okay. So currently, we have collected all the details that are required for us to create the dive IDs and the forms, where these are the things that children have to get to the campus. And before that, there is some preparation work, like Junaid mentioned. They'll have to go through some of the theory that within the app itself. And this is second set is the medical forms that you have to fill in for the children. So we are just creating these two things, which is the dive IDs and the medical forms, and we will send it to you in the next couple of days over a WhatsApp again. And this is how generally a form looks like. And it's almost a similar form for kids who are coming for a scuba diver license or a basic scuba diver, just a 1 or 2 pages difference. We will let you know what to fill and what not to. So there are some predetermined details that are already filled up in the form with the details that you have provided in the Google Sheet. And apart from that, there are a bunch of places where you have to start signing them. So we would have marked it like this. So there are SSI responsible diver form is one, and these are the medical details that we also want to know about the children. Okay, so there are 10 different questions here. So you just have to read through them, and then if there is any sort of a medicals, then you click yes, or if there are no medicals, then just click no. And if you have marked, if all of them are no, then the second page obviously would also be like a no for you, and the third page of the medical. This is where you'll have to get a physician doctor consultation and value.
One sec, Subbu. Can you just go back to the next topic? Yeah, just come down. So, please do read the form very carefully. Like it says over here that if on question number 3, 5, or 10, if you have a yes, uh, or if any of the questions on the next section you have a yes. So by 3, I mean, moderate exercise, you struggle for it. Uh, if you have lost consciousness or had a migraine headache or seizures in the past, uh, if you've had surgery as such. So these are all terms in point 1, and point 2 of the medical, which Subbu, you can come down, is a whole bunch from box B to E. G, if you have said yes on any of these, right, then you need to come down to the next section and get a medical clearance from your physician, whoever your physician is. In case it's something specific and you want to get a specialty consult and all, that is also okay. But if there is a yes to any of this, you have to fill in the physician's form. Now, I have done this program for almost 13 years. One of the problem that we face is that while we fill up the form, sometimes, some people withhold medical information. And then when we go there and something is a little wavered and the child then says that, okay, I actually have this problem, say, like, for example, asthma. and you need to take inhaler, and that information comes out over there, then it becomes very difficult for us to get this clearance. Because in Havelock, you just have one big hospital, which is the government hospital, and it's very difficult to go there and get the RMO to clear a child out. So you miss out on it. And Dive India, our diving agency, is very strict. So is SSI with medical details. So if any time we get to know that something has happened, we have to go through a process of getting the medical evaluation done, even if we get that information over there. Okay, Subbu, you can come down. Okay.
These are the completion forms where they don't have to sign in or put any dates at this point. This would be filled after completing the type.
Yeah, this page you have the liability release. And if you come down again, the next page also you have a signature. These are the last 3 pages where you do your signatures. So all the places where you need to sign will be marked. So please, parent signature, please make sure you're marking the signature and signing right on where it is required to sign. Because if the signs go haywire also, then it's not valid. You will not get your SSI ID done in that manner.
And the same forms also has to be carried as a hard copy when the children are coming back to the campus.
Thank you, Subbu. Yeah, while you come, you need to carry the hard copy of this form. That's very important because the rest of the details will be filled. Now, once you have done this, your license actually comes on the app. So you will be given a login ID for your app. And once you have completed with your course, you will get your course detail and what you are certified in and your license online on the app itself. So there are no physical licenses issued as such. If you would like, you can request for a physical license from the app itself. But you need to ensure to make sure when you're creating this ID and all, I know Subbu has already taken the details, that you have given the right email ID and the right home address in case you need to get a physical one. But in today's digital world, it's absolutely not necessary to carry a physical card, because once you have this certification, you can dive anywhere in the world with a dive master and your dive logs can be logged in. And today, back in the day, we used to physically carry our dive logs everywhere. Now you don't need to physically carry your dive logs. You have your registration, your license number. Any diving agency in the world can put it up onto their portal and add your dives and your dive certifications, or post your certification, your dive logs, if you do any dives after you have certified anywhere in the world. Also, it's always a confusion. PADI, SSI, you may have heard that. So PADI and SSI are both certifying agencies for scuba diving, in recreational scuba diving, and they're the top two of them. You see a lot of PADI around, lesser of SSI. We choose to go by SSI because personally I have been involved in this for the past 13, 14 years, and we've seen that the standards of SSI when it comes to instructor training and instructor development and the examinations the instructors need to pass are far more stringent and stricter than PADI in India. So the pass rate of an SSI is roughly about 60-65%, where the pass rate of a PADI is about 95-98%. Sometimes in the past few years, it's 100% pass rate. So we felt that SSI is more strict with the instructors. So the quality and the level of instructors also is higher. And hence you have lesser people opting for SSI in their dive shops than PADI, because PADI is far easier to get. And that's the only reason we do SSI. Subbu, can we move to kit list?
Oh, sure.
All right. So quick idea on the kit list over here. There are certain things which I will just verbally say, which can be added importantly. So yeah, you do get sweaty, so adequate enough number of t-shirts. You may need more than one for a day. Quick dry shorts, very important. Please also get rash guards. They're available in Decathlon. You don't need to buy really expensive diving rash guards as they are in Mares or any of Cressy or any of the brands which are diving brands. But the normal rash guards, UV protected rash guards that you get in Decathlon and all, that would be a nice to have. In the water, what happens is when the sun hits the water and reflects, its intensity is higher. So it saves you from sunburns. It saves you from also bacterial infections and all that can happen in seawater. So rash guards is a good idea to have. Full sleeve ones are the best ones to take. Uh, Track pants, two track pants, not warm. You may be wondering in such heat, why track pants? Because in the evenings and all, we'd like you to wear track pants because there are mosquitoes around, so you don't want to, you know, be bitten by mosquitoes. 2 to 3 pairs of socks are enough. Towels quick dry. Again, if you're going to Decathlon to get the thin version of the towels, not the thicker, fluffier versions. You get two versions in the Kalenji brand. Get the thinner versions, which wraps up into a small ball. There are different sizes, so choose the size accordingly. uh, Good to have. One cap, very important to carry it. Sufficient undergarments. By undergarments, please plan for at least two for a day, because sometimes if you plan for one for a day, it may not be enough. Night clothes, if you are specific to wearing night clothes, otherwise that's up to you. You want to sleep in t-shirt, shorts, whatever. A wind sheeter jacket, like a very thin jacket in case it rains or something, uh, and a raincoat or a poncho. That is part of the basic apparel. For footwear, normal sports shoes to be worn. When we go in the ferry and all, we make sure that all of us are wearing closed toe shoes so that we are restricting any untoward injury that can happen. Otherwise, while we are moving around in Havelock and all, floaters is what are the best things to do. Crocs, flip-flops, not recommended. Leather sandals, not recommended. If you want to carry your flip-flops, you can to use it inside while you're at the resort or while you're moving in and around the resort. But once we get out, when we have to keep going to the dive shop and otherwise, you use your floaters. One pair of aqua shoes, again, available now very easily on Amazon or anywhere else. Do not invest in very expensive booties, as we call them in diving terminology. The only thing that aqua shoes helps us and does is the fact that when we are in beaches, when we are going for our shore dives and all, there are a lot of places where it is rocky, where there is coral, where there is big rocks. You have had chances of, even on the beach with shells and all that, you injure your soles of your feet. You get cuts and all, and not a great pain to have during the program. So better that you have aqua shoes with you. And sport shoes, like we said, any normal sport shoes are more than enough. Coming to toiletries, good mosquito repellent is very important. Generally, these patches which are used are not worthwhile. The normal Odomos spray that you get is brilliant over there. You also have a brand called the Jungle brand, which is there. Subbu can share the details of that brand also with all of you in the group. These two are really good uh, mosquito repellents. Stick with either balms or sprays. Don't go with patches because patches are not helpful at all. In addition to that, please carry a good sunscreen, which you are okay with, which you would be fine with. Anything above SPF 35 is recommended. And if it is waterproof, even better, because then you can apply it and go inside the water. A torch or headlamps, plastic bags, basically it carry dust, what you call garbage kind of bags, which you can use while you're coming back and bringing your clothes back. Then you will definitely have some wet clothes or damp clothes, and that will be good for you to keep back. A water bottle, 750 ml or 1 liter capacity. Please be sure you're carrying this. A lot of times kids come on camp and they're not carrying the water bottle. If you don't have the water bottle, again, that reduces the amount of water you're adequately having because you're only drinking when you get, glasses or something around. For female participants, it is recommended that you use tampons or menstrual cups if you're going through your menstrual cycle during that time, because of both hygiene and safety reasons. Because when you're underwater, under pressure, you do not get any flow, but when you come out, it is it could be heavy. So it is better and more hygienic to use either tampons or menstrual cups. Okay, can you come down, Subbu? Yeah, we do not have a resident doctor on the program, but we will have all medicines and medical kits available. We have the tie-up with the nearest hospitals, both in Port Blair and in Havelock, not very far away. In case you're under any regular medication, please carry those with you. Hand them over to me while I'm there, and we will make sure that you are taking your medicines regularly. Also, in case you wear specs, please carry an extra pair and also retainers for them. Packing all these should happen in a small in a duffel bag or a rucksack. No hard luggage, no trolley bags, no suitcases are allowed. Uh, I know a lot of times people randomly just do reach over there with hard luggage. We have decided this time around that if anyone comes in hard luggage, we're going to give them a rucksack and then take away the hard luggage and uh, basically get them to pick up a rucksack from somewhere, because it's the rooms are there are chances for injury because of that. There are it doesn't fit well with our travel that is required. It's difficult for us to manage the luggage when we are putting it in the ferry and taking it out of the ferry. So hence, rucksacks or duffel bags are the best. Recommended a 55 to 60 liter one piece. And in addition to that, you can carry a small knapsack in which, while you're flying in, you can carry stuff while that is there. You don't require any cash. There are no purchases as such that you can do. We don't get chances to go and purchase stuff or go to markets. There is nothing great that you can buy other than some shell-based things that are there. Port Blair, unfortunately, doesn't have anything indigenously manufactured. So most of the shell goods also that you get in Port Blair and Havelock generally come from the mainland. By mainland, we mean where we all live. So they're manufactured there and they're transported here and sold here. So you will get similar stuff on Amazon and otherwise also. But just as remembrance, if you want to buy, there are some souvenir and memorabilia shop at the airport, which are government authorized, decent. So the prices aren't that bad. In addition to that, if you want to carry up to 3,000 rupees, because we will be opening our Inme memorabilia shop. In case you want to buy that, you could buy anything from there. You could do that. Okay, mobile phones, like I already spoke about, available for travel, no expensive jewelry, electronic gadgets, Kindles, smartwatch, tabs are very important. Please don't carry any iPads and stuff because we have to take all your devices and keep them in safe custody. And it becomes very difficult to manage taking tabs around. Also, please ensure that you're carrying physical printouts of your IDs. You're carrying your physical IDs and don't rely on DigiLocker. A lot of times people come to us and say, I don't have the physical ID, I have it in my DigiLocker. Then we have to take printouts over there. Also, if you're not an Indian citizen, if you're out of India citizen or you have an OCI card, you need to carry your passport along or your OCI card along, so that because in Havelock, then we have to register with the local authorities if there is any non-Indian there as such. So that is important, that you need to carry your Aadhaar originals. In case anyone is booked on a student fare during the travel, then they also need to make sure they're carrying their student school ID other than the Aadhaar, because then they do not allow you to check in if you don't have the student ID with you. All right. Okay. DSLRs and cameras, nowadays you've stopped getting DSLRs altogether, but if you intend to carry a camera with you, the GoPros or any of the SJ cam kind of things are the best suited, obviously because of the weather, because of the water conditions and all, uh, to refrain from carrying any other cameras as such. All right. We've mentioned this again. Please carry your mobile phone. Please carry a power bank and charging cable and make sure that power bank is charged. Please do not utilize all your phone's battery and your power bank's battery in the aircraft, because you'll need it when you go back. You need the printed copies of your tickets, both coming in and return. And if you want to carry some cash for airport as such, because there are a lot of airlines which, the no frills airlines, you won't get stuff. Also, if you're flying Indigo, SpiceJet, or Air India Express, my suggestion is to book your meals in advance while you're checking in or before checking in, because a lot of times we think that we'll buy it from the aircraft, but you don't have anything uplifted. I have returned back hungry or gone hungry to Port Blair many times in the past 15 years. So now, whenever I'm there, I make sure that I've booked my meal in the aircraft beforehand itself. So don't take the risk of saying that, okay, I'll have something in the aircraft, because a lot of times you don't get things because they have not been uplifted. Also important, like I talked about rash guards and these are unisex, so they're pretty much similar. You get for boys and girls. For the girls swimsuits, please ensure they're either single piece swimsuits or swimsuits which have got, like, up to your knees. As such, if you want to wear full length ones, they're also great. It is not necessary for you to wear a dive suit to dive. Dive suits are uncomfortable. You have the option of trying them out and seeing if you want to dive in a dive suit, or if you're comfortable in your rash guard and swimwear. If you're comfortable in your swimwear, which is full length and all, then you can go ahead with that itself. Two-piece swimsuits, bikini swimsuits are not allowed for the program. Okay, thanks, Subbu, for sharing that. I'm just coming to questions now.
Just want to check, did we cover around the communication, WhatsApp channel time updates?
No, we didn't. You can go ahead and give your communication protocol.
Cool. So as most of you would be knowing that the programs are like a completely gadget-free programs. So there won't be any sort of a direct communication between the parent and the children for that 7 days, 6 days of duration. But every day we would be sharing our details in our WhatsApp communication channel, right? So that's the same link that you would have received in an orientation message and a message before that also. If you want, I can just put that in the chat as well. And that's where we would be sending out our daily communication. There would be two updates that we send out in a day. There's a morning update around 11 o'clock and an evening update around 6 o'clock. Okay. Both of them are like a text updates. And apart from that, we would also be sending out pictures like 15 to 20 on a daily basis. But there might be a day that due to network issues, we're still getting better at Havelock, but there might be a day that we were unable to get any pictures. So in case if there is a day like that, we will keep you informed, and not to worry, we would upload the pictures the very next day. And in case if there is anything that we need to communicate to the parents, we will definitely give you a call and keep you informed about it.
Also to note, you will get some numbers for the arrival at Port Blair. These numbers are only valid for the day of arrival and on the day of the departure, because once the kids are brought in and all, then we do not actually pick up those numbers. It's only for coordination when the kids are coming into Port Blair and leaving from Port Blair. For the remainder duration of the program, we do not answer calls. I myself am on the program, so if there is any medical issue or anything related, you will get a call directly from me uh, on anything that is required to be communicated or any help I need from you during the program. Okay, let's come to questions.
There's some in the chat, Junaid.
Yeah, with the start with the chat with only. When you practice flipping in the swimming pool, do you bend your knees or you don't bend your knees? No, you do not bend your knees. That is the practice. Like I showed you, this is the motion that you need to do. The first basic way to practice a lot of it is actually to hold the side of the pool on the side and just float up and then just keep doing this motion. Practice that, and then you practice also flipping in and going with the motion. So don't use your hands. Keep your hands in this kind of a position or a stable position, and just propel yourself going front with this motion. That's what you need to do. Sindhu, the SSI app, it will be shared with you. There is an SSI app link which you need to download from Google Play or Android Store, or iStore, and you can then get your login details over there. Can you know that? Yeah, we will be staying at the Symphony Palms Resort in Havelock. Paranika, I would suggest that if you're carrying a simple camera, then yeah, up to you. But the weather there, the humidity there, and all is really, really bad. So you might as well not carry it because we take pictures of you inside the ferry and stuff. But if you're carrying it, be careful. That's all I can say. Student ID. Okay. The student ID is your school ID. So if you are booked on a student fare, when you go to book your tickets, you get an adult fare, you get an unaccompanied minor if you're below 12 years old, even if that's 11 years and 364 days, and you get a student fare. To book a student fare, you get a slight discount on it. But to check in at the airport, you need to carry your school ID with you, other than the Aadhaar. So the Aadhaar, they will check while you enter the airport, and at the check-in counter, they will ask you for your school ID to prove that you are
Destination will be on the left.
Shirisha, ma'am, can you just put yourself on mute? Continue.
Do we have to finish? Yes, you have to finish your theory, what is there in your app before you come. You will have more theory sessions in Havelock also, but you have to finish.
Hi, I'm Sirusha. I just maybe I missed this thing.
Ma'am, you need to hold. We are going on questions one by
Oh,
one.
sorry. I have to raise my hand?
No, you just need to type it in onto the chat box, ma'am. All right. Yeah, you need to finish reading all the sections on the app before you come in. Rash Guard's brand name. Okay, so if you go to Decathlon, easily available nowadays, there is a brand called Olean and there is a brand called Kipsta. Both these brands are available at Decathlon. You just go and ask for rash guards in the swimwear so you'll get it in the swimwear section, you will get it in the water sports section, any of the two sections you will get rash guards. Full sleeves ones, please.
There's also a question around academic sessions before the Port Blair.
Sorry?
There was a question around the
I did answer that, Subbu. Yes, you need to go through all the theory before you reach Port Blair because then the time you spend on theory over there will reduce. Otherwise, you will have to read the whole theory again when you come there. So before coming to Port Blair, please ensure you have read through the details, and also there will be some MCQ questions that you will need to answer the sections once you have read through them. You'll have to clear those on the app itself. Okay, for the certification, which is the scuba diver certification, what happens is you have to pass. There is a theory exam which you need to pass, which is again MCQ theory exam, and there is a minimum pass percentage of I think 80-85. That is one. The second thing is there are skills, underwater skills that are taught to you. Those skills need to be demonstrated and they will be tested in the water along with the instructor. So those are the two major things. Once you are clear on that, then you get the certification. If you're not cleared on that, then you don't get certified. Is it dark underwater? No, we are not doing night dives, so it's not dark as such. Lesser light because you're just going up to 12 to 13 meters. But yeah, it won't be dark as such underwater. Okay, I've answered this question, but I will again. We stay at the Havelock Resort. Okay. Subbu, can you share a link for the rash guard also? Let me just see if I can show you on Decathlon while we are here.
I'm just putting that in the chat.
I'll just share my screen, Subbu. I've got it.
Okay.
Yeah. So can you see this? This is like a rash guard. It's a full sleeve variant. So this Olean is available on Decathlon. decent, very good brand. And you get many of them. I do not know about this brand which is available on Amazon. Uh, these are, I think, non-water. Yeah, these are non-water, so don't go for these. Uh, Olean is definitely a water-based one. You don't need a compression one. So you see over here, it says compression rash guard. No, this is like an aqua design. So you see this one is for 14,000 rupees, right? So you don't need to spend 14,000 rupees on this. Generally, divers who dive regularly every day and you need to use it every day would probably invest in something that expensive. But the ones you're getting in Decathlon, which is about 900 to 1,000 rupees, is absolutely fine. So you get a lot of different variants. See, for women, look at this, which is on Amazon. This is perfectly fine. This is like a rash guard cum swimwear. This kind of a swimwear is absolutely perfect. It'll help you from your UV rays and all. Also, so there are multiple ones which you can look at. Do not go and invest in something very, very expensive as such. And also you get UPF protection. It is written there also. So see, here is another thing, which is a surfing rash guard. So when you go to Decathlon, just ensure that you see the one. So this one's only for 500. This is absolutely okay to pick up this one. This is a SPF 50. So UPF 50 plus is what this is offering. So this is a brilliant one to buy at the price it's coming at. Okay, got it. Downloaded the same. All right, Symphony Palms Havelock. Yes, thank you very much, Sumita ma'am, for putting that up. See, if she has an Aadhaar card, then it is okay. She can use the Aadhaar card. But if she doesn't have an Aadhaar card, then that will be a problem. I will just recheck with the Havelock authorities. And can you also share her Aadhaar card once with us, with Subbu? We'll have a look at it and then come back to you on this, Mr. Vijay. Ramesh, the scuba diver certification is valid lifelong, but in case you do not dive for 6 months or a year, actually, uh, if there is no dive logged in, then you have to go through a refresher course. As in, you have to go through the skills, which is your confined water skills, and your dive can happen after that. But if you're regularly diving, then there is no need for that. But if for a year you have not dived and you go dive somewhere, they'll just make you do a refresher of uh, the skills as such. But you won't be charged anything for license or examination or anything again. The basic diver certification is only valid for 6 months. So within 6 months, you need to upgrade to a scuba divers or an open water license. In case you don't do that, then it's no longer valid after 6 months. Okay, how many dives per day in the total? So it is not about per day. It's about, so when we are reaching Havelock on the 15th, in the morning, the first day goes in all your dive prep, a bit of theory, swim test, equipment allocation, all that. Then you have confined water dives. Now, this could be dependent on how much time you're taking. So you are in a shallow area where you're learning the skills and you're going a little bit underwater just to make sure everything's right. You're getting your buoyancy right. You're able to equalize okay. You're able to come up, go down, use your buoyancy device properly. Now, this in someone who's really good at it would need probably only one confined session. Someone who's struggling may need two or three. That is dependent on the instructor who's there, who's doing your confined water session. Other than that, in the basic divers, there are two dives which we do. One would be shore at Nemo Reef and one would probably be at the boat. With scuba divers also, there are two dives that you do, which are open water dives. Now, these are spread across the 16th, 17th, and 18th. So technically, we are in Havelock for 3 days. So this will be spread across those 3 days at different durations. And afternoon sessions, post lunch and all, we generally go out to the Radhanagar beach. We go to the Kalapathar beach. So these are the different places that we go out. So on one of the days, we'll go to Kalapathar, which is probably on the 16th, and on the 17th, we will go to Radhanagar. So that's how we will visit the different beaches also. Okay, like I said, I will be there on the program myself. I will be the campus chief for this program. My number is shared, but I will not take calls. As per Inme protocol, I'm not supposed to be taking calls during the duration of the program. Subbu will be the point of contact in Bangalore. All updates that I have to give will go via Subbu. I will send them to Subbu and then he will put it on the WhatsApp group channel. I will not be taking any direct calls other than on the day of the arrival of the children, so as to just to make sure that the children are all there. On the first day, when the children have all arrived, I will make sure that they have spoken to you as soon as they have arrived, and only after that their phones will be taken from them. Ma'am, Olean and Kipsta, but I would suggest just go to Decathlon because Decathlon keeps changing brands. So again, go to all the water-based activity sections. So the swimming section, surfing section, water activity section. So you may get different brands at different price points as such. But OLIAN is that brand. Then there is Kipsta, KIPSTA. These two are pretty famous in the water activity brands in Decathlon. The app for theory is the SSI app, which we will be sharing with you also. Okay, so Sirusha, there is a maximum depth of 12 meters for both the basic diver and the scuba diver. So that is the maximum permissible depth you can take the children to. But the depth at which they go is totally dependent on their buoyancy, because they're basic in terms of diving. So they will keep oscillating between probably between 4 to about 10 meters is what their oscillation keeps going up and down. Average depth generally comes up when we do our depth calculations with young first timers, comes up to about 9-10 meters or generally. That is the average depth. Okay, what about snorkeling? Yes, they do learn snorkeling. A little bit of that happens right on day one and also during their confined water sessions, because along with understanding how to use your regulator, you also learn how to use your snorkel set. It is an emergency situation. You may need to use your snorkel set, but you always have a snorkel set with you while you dive. How many swimsuits will we need? I would say pack at least 2, so that if there is one which is drying out, getting washed out or dried out, you have another one. At least 2 is what I would say. Okay, what is the ratio of instructor to kid? There will be 3 or 4 of us from 4 of us or 4 or 5 of us from Inme, plus the instructors from the dive team. The dive team instructors, dependent on post the swim test, will have either 3 or 4 children to one dive instructor. In addition to that, there will also be dive masters and photographers underwater. We forgot to tell you, your underwater pictures generally come in a time frame of about 2 to 3 weeks from when the program gets over, because there's a huge collection of pictures, roughly about for 15-16 GB of content is taken, and then that is transferred and then sent to us. Then we upload it on our personal cloud devices, and then those links are shared with you. So the underwater pictures you will only get post the program in a few weeks. Okay, should we wear rash guards on the swimwear? See, you can just wear the rash guard. The rash guard is as good as a swimwear. You can dive also in the rash guard. There's no problem. But for the girls and all, yeah, you could wear a rash guard on top also if you want. Okay, how heavy is the equipment? All right. So the tank weighs roughly about 13 kgs. The buoyancy device is another 2 kilos. And dependent on how buoyant and non-buoyant you are, you can have anywhere between 3 to 12 kilos of additional weight put on you as weight belts. Because of natural buoyancy, people think it's very easy to go underwater. It's not, right? And the heavier you are, the bigger you are, the more weight you will need. Like, for example, I require more weight while I'm diving than a very thin person, because I'm fat and I have that much more air that is inside my body. So naturally, my buoyancy is higher. So I need more weight to take me down than what it would be for a thinner person. Miss Varsha, yeah, we are toying with the idea of having a winter scuba diving program, but this would be something which is upwards of open water, and we are most likely going to have it international, maybe somewhere in Southeast Asia, maybe Bali or somewhere there. We haven't decided yet, but by September, we will know if we are going ahead with a December, January kind of a program. Okay, some questions are being answered. Please send original ID. Now, by original ID, what I mean is that either the paper ID, but paper IDs do have the chances of getting spoiled. So I'll just show you. If you go to any of these printing shops, right, they will print out, you give them the details, they print out an ID like this. Okay. So you see this ID, this is not an original ID. Let me just unblur my video. 1 second. Yeah. So this ID which I have is not an original Aadhaar card. I have just gone to a printing shop, given them my Aadhaar number, and they have printed this and given it to me with a scan code, which I don't know if it works or not. But this is acceptable everywhere in the world. This is an original ID of Aadhaar, which you get, which is a plastic ID, which you can apply for, which costs about 50 rupees to apply on the UIDAI website, but you don't know how fast or how late it will come. So if you have this, it's okay. You can just get a print of this. You don't need to necessarily get the paper ID, the big long one which comes in. Okay. All right. Then will you create a WhatsApp group? Yes, they will be. Yeah, they will do a WhatsApp group for Bangalore parents also. In case anyone wants to join that, you could join it. But that's, I think, only for the travel bit. If you guys are all on the same flight and stuff, you could coordinate and come together. Okay, is this a participant question? I'm asking Vijay Man. Vijay, you are a participant
No, this is for my daughter.
for your daughter. Okay. No, let them. And is she on the basic diver course or the scuba diver course?
Scuba diver course.
Okay, no picture underwater. You are more interested in doing your dive and completing your skills. Let the instructors take pictures. It is not very easy to go underwater and take pictures. If you are not a diver already. Photography is a separate skill also, which is taught as one of the licenses for diving underwater. If you're underwater with your GoPro, though we will say, okay, take your GoPro there, you will be more focused on that and you will not have a great dive. So focus on your dive and let the pictures be taken by the professionals who are there.
Okay, thanks.
Rash guards, okay, you get both type of rash guards. You get only shirts and shorts separately, or you get the ones which are all full body rash guards also. So you get both types of them. You preference is to get the shirt in first because you can wear other swimming shorts and stuff also underneath it. But like I showed you for the girls, you also get fuller rash guards or swim gears as they're called. Okay, sprain in your wrist shouldn't be that big a problem as such, But yes, if he has a sprain, it will need to be cleared. So you need to have a doctor's medical given over there. So I'll give you an example. Right in the last DSA, we had a child who had a shoulder dislocation. Now, because this was a regular thing which used to happen to him, they did not mention it into the medical as such. So uh, at the Havelock Radhanagar beach, he had a dislocation incident. The in wilderness first aid emergency responder instructor along with him put the shoulder back into place, and he was used to doing it multiple times. But then, just because that injury had occurred and it had come to the notice of everyone, we had to get a medical clearance for that child separately. So we did take him to the doctor over there, but we weren't able to get the RMO to sign off. So then we had to get someone from Delhi to sign off on his form. So basically, he lost out on one whole day and couldn't dive, and he had to really rush his dive on the last day. So in case anything is there, please just get it checked and get a medical clearance, because later over there, it becomes a problem for us. All right, any other questions? All right, if there are no more questions, I will just reiterate the next steps once. A, you will get a medical form that you need to fill, sign on the right locations. Please see the medical form will have an X mark at wherever you have to sign. Please make sure signatures are there on all the places where you need to sign, both participant and parents. Second is you need to.
Just one question. Can I interrupt?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just wanted to know whether can we upgrade from this basic to the full license?
To the scuba diver's license?
That's correct.
Yeah, I will have to check. So Subbu can check and come back to you in terms of capacity. I'm sure you can. Shouldn't be a problem.
Okay, we'll get in touch with Mr. Subbu. I have his number. So I'll get in touch separately, and whatever is the difference, we'll pay that amount.
Sounds good.
Okay. What else was there? Anybody else from Chennai traveling?
I'll have to have a look, sir. I know there is a good bunch from Hyderabad and Bangalore. Chennai, I will have a look and let you know.
Sure, I'll get it.
All right. So point number one, I just said your medical forms, signatures on all the medical forms, preparation, hydration, eating solid breakfast, swim preparation a little bit if you can do, kit list, picking up everything that is required in the kit list, and finally going through all the theory that you need to go through on the app. So all these are the next set of things that you need to do before you come to the program.
Just one last question from my end. Can we get the photograph which are not underwater? The other ones daily, at least some update on the WhatsApp group.
There is a update which does come. We do give you about 10, 15 pictures.
Okay.
The dump will come at the end of the program, but it does happen sometimes because we're in the island and network connectivity issues do happen sometimes, where if there is not adequate network, then I will call Subbu and verbally give him an update. I won't be able to send the photographs. Yeah. So, but yeah, generally it's very rare that it does happen, but we're just keeping you updated that there are chances that it could happen that on some day there is not adequate network, or we don't have 4G, or Wi-Fi is not working properly. So, we may need send it the next day or something like that.
Hello.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Is there any campfire or something which can be done before the completion of the course, sir? So that they will have a good time?
Ma'am, it is so hot over there.
Okay.
You will cook yourself into a kebab if we do campfire over there. Yeah.
So,
I
okay.
we have desperately run for air conditioning and cold water and AC over there. If we sit
Okay.
near a fire, God help us. It's really, really, really humid and hot, ma'am. So,
Oh,
yeah, we have
okay.
all other ways of having fun.
Great.
But yeah, the weather is not permissible to do campfires there.
Right. Right. I get it. Okay. Thank you, sir.
It's 29.
All right, seems like there are no more questions. If there are any questions, please write into us through Subbu, through our email channel. We'll be more than happy to respond. Can we carry a musical instrument? Varsha, what musical instrument do you want to carry? Oh, I would suggest no. Two reasons. One is the level of humidity that is there in that place in open area. And secondly, carrying stuff around will be very, very difficult. You will have a rucksack and also, yeah, let's figure out something over there. If we get a guitar or something over there on Havelock, we'll figure it out. There will be 3 to a tent as of now, to a room. As of now, we are kind of in an uneven ratio, but we will have 2 or 3 in a room, dependent on what the final ratio is.
Hi, this is Mansa. Can I talk?
Yeah.
I'm Arna's mother. So I just generally wanted to thank your team for this effort. We're looking forward. We're really excited for the kids and their experiences. So I just wanted to thank you guys.
Most welcome, Mansa.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, seems like we're all done.
Just one last. How many boys and girls?
As of now, we have equal ratio right now. We're about 8 and
7 and
7.
8.
And I think there's one more girl coming in, so that will be 8 and 8 as of now.
Okay, total 16.
Yeah.
And how many of this are 12 years? Any idea?
So
It's 12 to
that
all
idea
different.
right now, yeah, I won't have that idea right now.
Okay. Okay.
Won't have
Okay.
a whole list of details to check that out.
Chennai, anybody else from Chennai for the flight? Because he's all going alone as far as we know so far.
Already turned 12, right?
He already turned 12. He's 13, closing into 13.
Yeah, so he won't need a UNMRS. Subbu, is anyone on the same flight?
You just have to check. I just got the details like a couple of days back. You
Yeah.
need to have a
There
look at
could also be people who are flying via Chennai. Is that happening or everyone's coming directly?
I'll have to look at all the flights. We'll take
Sure.
two.
So, Mr. Ramesh, Subbu,
Okay.
you can connect
I'll-
with Subbu. He'll
Yeah,
give you
I'll
details.
connect with him. Sure. No problem.
Sir?
Thanks.
Sir? Sir, do you know which people are coming from Hyderabad on like 14th? Like how
Uh,
many people in general?
If I'm not wrong, there's already 5 that no, 6 that I know. But I can just have a look at it and then probably connect with it.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you. Can you send the details of them? Like contact details, just
So I'm gonna
in
add
case.
all the parents into a WhatsApp group and then share the details there. We generally don't share any information with the kids, but your parents
Okay.
would be informed about all of it.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for joining on a Saturday afternoon. Have a good day.
Thank you. Thank you.
All, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Subbu, you have any idea how many from Mumbai? There's a question over here.
As there might be connecting flights again, so I just have to have a look at it. I will connect with all the parents.
Okay.
Ending the orientation.